Alrighty then, let's get it. Your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock a.m. cosmic weather forecast for my solar return, August 1st. Let's get it. Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention, for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on the fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now. Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje to you, Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. Hey, Kale, if you are catching this in the evening time, and Kabara, if you are catching this in the early morning's rise. I honor Olodumare, the Almighty God. I honor the Orisha of the day, Esu. I honor your Ori, your ancestors, all Orisha spirit guides, and all saints of your respective faith for bringing you here this evening. I honor the calabash of the planets, Iba Igmule. I honor the Odu that gave us the 7 days of the week, Otoro Tora. As always, I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Blaq Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on your Saturn-ruled, Esu-venerated Saturnday, my solar return, August the 1st. And August is the most powerful month of the year, and your girl dropped on the first day, came out with Midnight Love and Purple Rain. If you know, you know. And August 1st is bringing a reset button, yes, with number 1 on the daily numerology. So it's 1 on the day, 1 on the daily numerology. And you know what that means, especially with resets at the crossroads. You'll be faced with some choices to where you will either choose the road that you're comfortable with or the one that leads to where you really want to go. And oftentimes that requires you to disrespect your comfort zone. If that's the case, get to disrespecting. It is the 6th Saturday of summer solstice and the 2nd of Leo season. And tonight, the moon is waning in the 12th house of Pisces. So, sweep all that old dust out the door, as Pisces is the last house of the zodiac. So you sweep all of that out the door. Release, banish everything that keeps you from honoring your higher intuition. Because I'm telling you, aligning your mind with your heart and following that first will take you a lot further than the court of public opinions. Ashe? All right. In the Yoruba days of the week, it is Ojo Abameta, or a day of 3 resolutions. So what 3 things do you want to improve in your life? Single those things out so that you can give it a falcon's focus. Ashe? All right. And in general spirituality, if you are a Capricorn or an Aquarius, this is your turn-up day. Every Saturday is your turn-up day because it's ruled by Saturn. And Saturn rules Capricorn by all and Aquarius by half. This is the last day of Leo season first decan, so if you were born between July 22nd and August 1st, you are 100% Leo, no cut on your sun dope. And in the comedic way of the stars, we are in the season of Sekhmet, the lioness-headed goddess of justice. Golly, I'm kind of snitching on myself tonight. And in the 12 figures of African spirituality, we are in the season of the witch and the judge until August 4th. And both of these signs speak to justice, speaking to comfortably having one foot on the light and the other in the dark, so that we can clearly see on both sides of the road, because oftentimes the universe puts us in positions to make very tough choices. So we have to have a well-rounded perspective. If your birthday is August the 1st, like mine, you're one of the greatest people in the world. Let me just say that. And here's a little, oh, wait, Zodiac try snitching. That means tonight I got to snitch on myself. Shit. All right. Let me get it over with. If you were born on August 1st, you have intuitive powers. Damn. And somewhat fastidious tastes, and you are bold even to a point of being foolhardy. Okay, that's true. I confess. You have perseverance, and through it, you overcome many difficulties. Hell yeah, that's true. You are fond of outdoor sports and travel. I don't know about the outdoor sports part, unless it's kickball. Yeah. You are gentle, that's true. Affectionate, that's true too. And fond of children. Mm, Jury's still out on that one. And you love your home and family. Okay, that's true. Most of it. I'll say 96% true. You know what's funny? I've been reading everyone else's little daily horoscopes, but then it gets to tickling a little bit when I read my own. Anyways, all right, other 11 zodiac houses. Haterade ain't alkaline, so make sure you are showing all of us Leos some love as we turn up in our season, especially on my birthday. Yes. And while you're at it, learn about the Leo that lives in you. Do yourself a solid. That way, you can learn about that royal energy that courses through your inner universe by studying your placements of House 5, all placements of the Sun, and placements of Leo. I will be right back with your planetary retrograde report. This is 222.9 the Mothership, and you are getting your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock a.m. cosmic weather forecast. Beam up. Did you enjoy the sweet taste of the honey, love, and war paint from my sacred gourd of wisdom? Then you may want to meet me at the crossroads tomorrow to make sure you do the right thing with it. You're not afraid, are you? Ashe. That's www.poeticallymuse.org/Jesters intersection. 2 days. 2 days. We got 2 days until Chiron joins Saturn and Neptune in the house of Aries, busting that moonwalk dance. But we still got to deal with Pluto, Neptune, and Saturn that are already there. And Pluto started out retrograde season of 2026 in the house of Aquarius on May 6th, coming out on October 15th. If you are a Scorpio or an Aquarius, this might quack your duck a little bit more than the other 10 houses because it's the planet that rules you, Pluto's, and Aquarius is where he came to play. Pluto is the outermost planet that ends the galaxy we know about and begins the one we don't, and it brings about regeneration, transformation, and a reminder to align with your taboos. So for those of us that live the Orisha life, you want to connect that to Oya and Orunmila energy. Why? Well, Pluto ends the galaxy we know about, as I just said, and begins the one we don't, as Oya guards the gate between the land of the living and the ancestral unknown. Pluto is a planet of transformation, which is Mama's middle name, And regenerating yourself through minding your taboos comes from sitting with a rumila. If you know, you know. Now, blending this down into a smoothie we can drink, this is a very subtle retrograde where every situation, every choice, every crossroad is one of those little things that lead to big things down the road. So pay attention to the small things that make the big differences. This is a good time to really slow down and start mastering new routines that will help transform you into a higher version of yourself. And by default, you will close old chapters, stop old patterns, and sever all ties that keep you from ascending. All right, we got Neptune in Aries that went in on July 7th, coming out on December 12th. And in general spirituality, this one affects the house of Pisces and Aries more than the other 10 houses because Neptune rules Pisces by half. And Aries is where she came to dance, so there that is. Neptune is the planet of dreams, divine compassion, the higher octave of Venus, higher ideals, and deeper spirituality. So those of us that live that Orisha life can connect that with Olokun, Ashe. Now, with Neptune with retrograde in Aries, that's going to bring a lot of spiritual things to the forefront. So stay grounded and live your divinity out loud. A lot of dreams will intensify, so make sure you are keeping your dream journal next to your bed. Avoid vices and always honor your intuition. Embrace confusion from a spiritual standpoint so that you don't get provoked into regressing to expired versions of yourself. Because people around you that are not elevating will try to pull you back down to their level. Don't drink that Kool-Aid. Ew. Saturn is in retrograde as well from July 27th up until December 10th, also in Aries, which means that a lot of karmic people that have been playing on the wrong side of the crossroad, wreaking undue havoc in the lives of other people, go ahead and get that little Vaseline and lube up back there because you are about to get your ass handed to you in a glass sandwich bag. And those of you that have been wronged, don't celebrate when this happens now. Because when your enemies get their karma, you are still being tested. And what are you being tested on? Whether or not your soul has decayed to a place where you can celebrate another's misfortune. And if that's true, the next ass that the universe shall pass his foot through might be yours. If you are a Capricorn, Aquarius, or an Aries, this is going to quack your duck a little more than the other nine houses because Saturn rules Capricorn by all, Aquarius by half, and Aries is where he came to dance. In the Orisha tradition, the connection to Saturn is Esu and Babaluaye because Saturn is the trickster planet of karma, discipline, power, carnal energy, and grounding. So this is a really good time to closely examine those inner crossroads, especially with Pluto's retrograde helping you carve out the details. And you got to make sure that you're keeping your spiritual priorities and check over your earthly ones. Make sure that your inner child is heard so that your inner child doesn't act out. And most importantly, reflect on the most important life lessons so that you don't repeat any life classes that you already graduated from. Ashe? All right. And all of this is aligned because you got to stay aligned and ready for the upgrades in your life, the divine inheritance. Because for those of us that have really done the spiritual work, Chiron has moved into Taurus, which is the planet of the wounded healer. So lots of love, lots of abundance are coming to the long suffering. So don't step out of alignment with the good things that you got coming. There's my planetary retrograde report. Should you need a more personalized perspective You can always check for the placements of all of these planets in your personal natal chart. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is Radio for the Cosmos, 222.9 the Mothership. And this is your 9 o'clock p.m. or 6 o'clock a.m. cosmic weather for 222.9 the Mothership Internet Radio celebrates 5 years on the airwaves. On 2/22, February 22nd, we celebrate 7 old school music rotations dedicated to the preservation of the musical genius of our ancestors. We've been spinning the rare cuts, pulling the jewels off the B-sides, and feeding your soul 7 different ways. And these planetary rotations are aligned with the daily ruling planets and the 7 main Orisha. We celebrate 5 years of spiritual teachings, highlights of special artists, cosmic ear hustles with everyday people, and everyday cosmic weather forecasts. We celebrate infusions with DJ Black Ice. We celebrate 5 years of wisdom sharing, building, and soul feeding groove. So if you have been enjoying the music, the mystics, and the mojo, then use the links in the description box of this video to show your support to 222.9 the Mothership Internet Radio, whether it be a singular donation or make it a monthly thing. No amount is too great or small, so let's come together as one cosmic nation under the groove and keep 222.9 the Mothership Internet Radio on the air for years to come. Celebrating 5 years. Ashe. Thank you for joining me for this cosmic weather forecast. I certainly hope you gain some things that will help you have a divinely aligned, blissful August 1st. I know I plan to. It's my birthday. So make sure you make the right choices so Eshu can hand you the right keys. If you're listening at the 9 o'clock hour, stay tuned because I got the sensual melodic mothers of song in my Friday nightly vision of what love looks like because it's still Oshun's Day. I might get into a late night jam session and act a fool when the clock strikes 12 just because. You will have to stick around and find out. If you're listening at the 6 a.m. hour, you haven't missed all the fun. Stay tuned for the Rising Bimbe before we get to Crossroads Stories, as told through classic hip hop. And the Rising Bimbe is traditional music to the Orisha Eshu. If you feel like showing me some birthday love, I would greatly appreciate it. You can use the PayPal link in the description box of this video. And as always, remember, the sky is big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind and your ass will follow. This is 222.9, the Mothership.
Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9, the Mothership. Beam up.